So good morning, lovelies. And just enjoy lying or sitting on your mat, whatever you choose this morning. Listen to how your body feels. My go-to is to lie down, I must admit. I just feel that when you lie down, you can just let the floor, the ground support you. But I know some people it's not comfortable. Actually, sitting is a bit more comfortable for you. How do you feel today? It's a bit of a dark, dreary, drizzly day, but we can still kind of feel a little bit uplifted on the inside. Is there anything you're looking forward to? What have you got planned later on? Or maybe it's just a really lovely day of you being able to please yourself and do what you want without any other agenda. So this time of year, listening to our energies, because in nature we would naturally slow down and hibernate, eat less, be less stimulated, more sleepy. But with the Christmas season, it almost goes the opposite way, where there's bright lights, there's parties, there's all sorts of entertainment. And with all the entertainment, it can be go against our natural rhythms. So when we do have the opportunity to get some quiet and peaceful time, that's sort of a little bit more resonant with where our energies are in this particular season. We are the winter is linked with the water element, which is our kidneys and our bladder. So just have a few moments to root your energies down through your tailbone or feet. Have a little glance through your chakras, so root, sacral, solar plexus, heart and throat, and third eye and your crown. Just glancing at these areas of the body and noticing your intuition will tell you whether you feel quite balanced or there's something out of kilter here a little. So if you're seated, just join me lying down. Just pop off of your cushions if you're on them. And we'll start with our usual stretches. I like to do the same ones each time. There's a reason for that. It's because we can really kind of identify these regular movements and how we feel and anything changing. So when you next inhale, just taking your right arm over, notice the motion of the shoulder joint moving and the amount you can extend here, whether the fingers do come to the floor. And then we'll lift our toes and flex into the foot. So just checking today, are your calf muscles tight? Is there a difference in how you feel through your muscles? Reaching up and lowering the leg down, maybe trying to make this side of your body longer than the left side. And then a nice pointing of the toes and stretching over the foot and the leg. And then when you're ready, lovely, exhale, taking the arm down. Notice how it feels with your back as you move the arm. So other side, inhale, left side. And then flexing the foot, left side. Again, is there any difference? Are you tight somewhere? What have you been doing the rest of the week? Reaching up and lowering this leg so that we can make the left side longer. And then pointing toes. And then exhale, arm down. Just feeling that lovely stretch. And then the best one of all, both arms over on the inhale. And really enjoying a lovely stretch like it's that first one of the morning. So flexing and then pointing toes. How do you feel this week compared with last week? What's different? What's the same? And then when you're ready, just arms down. Palms up in Shavasana just for a moment. Let the spine and the back just settle to its natural shape on the mat. And then we'll draw the right knee in. Hands around the shin, deep breath. And explore how long you want to hold the breath out after this. Everybody's different. So we'll take an inhale. Exhale up. Really empty the body of breath and then holding that breath out. Notice how long it can be held. And then inhale down. Notice if your tummy rumbles a little bit. Left side. Inhale. And then exhale. Holding that breath out and just exploring how comfortable this is. And then inhale down. And then both knees in. Same again. Don't go longer than is comfortable. So inhale. Lovely long breath in. Exhale. And really enjoying feeling the belly fall back to your spine. Just pausing in between breaths. And then inhale when you're ready down. Lovely little rock here. Have your hands on your knees, and then as you take your arms longer, you can really enjoy a lovely little rock on the base of your spine, that tailbone area. And as you maybe zigzag the knees towards your chest, you can feel a lovely movement of rocking all the way along your back and your spine. So just sort of take the knees further away, a lovely stretch in the arms, and then zigzag, rocking backwards, feeling whatever you feel through your back. It's just nice. And then maybe a few circles. You can feel rolling and how it feels on the edge of the back. Okay. And then we'll come up to seated. We'll just work through our warm up. And even if you don't get to do any yoga over your festive period, even if you just did these warm-ups, you'd feel good about yourself. You'd feel like you've done something with your body, and guarantee it, you'd probably do a warm-up and then just do one other thing. We always promise ourselves just to do something, and then we just do one other thing, and it ends up being a lovely little practice for you. So bring your hands to Chin Mudra. And then just gently let the eyes close, settling, rooting, and then we'll take chin down. Pausing, just really notice what you're feeling. Is there more of a stretch one side than the other? How far does it kind of extend through your body? And then chin up. This is where we notice new things with these regular movements, very simple movements. Chin down again. And then up. Sometimes if we do have pain in our body, it can be referred pain, and it always perhaps stems from somewhere else. And then coming back to centre. So we'll tilt the head right and then left. Just a short pause, just feeling whatever you feel. Same again. And then centre, and then we'll gaze over the right shoulder. And then left. As you do it a second time, notice if you can just go slightly further. There might be just that little room for movement here. And then as you return to the front, let's take the chin down and we'll rotate all the way around. And then the other way. Noticing how crackly your head may feel today, or the neck. And then coming back to centre. I just want you to move your jaw and maybe go in circles with your jaw. And then the other way. And then maybe nice little stretch through your face. No one's watching you. And so maybe just sort of scrunch the eyes up and open the mouth wide and and make a few strange faces, and it feels really quite lovely and relieving through your face. Okay, let's return back to our normal warm-up. So fingers, thumbs in and out. And then up and down. And then rotating. Some people, I know, they've told me that really feels nice when they move the jaw around, especially people who grind their teeth unknowingly in the night. And then palms up, and then just tuning into how your elbows are feeling today. And then shoulders. I must admit, I'm just a little share. I woke up this morning and my elbows ached again, and they haven't ached for probably a month, and that's because I'd cut sugar out. But I've just introduced some sort of Christmas chocolates and stuff again, and I can feel the difference in the morning in the elbows. Isn't it strange how cutting something out and then reintroducing, you can feel it through the body? So popping off cushion, let's just do the lower body. They do say that the sugar is very linked with inflammation in the body, and I can really notice that link. So coming to our toes, and then ankles, one over the other, just a few times each way, and then other side. Might get a clicky one. And then right knee, and then the hip. Again, just taking this opportunity to notice anything that feels new or different or improved. And then left side. And then onto the hip. Lovely. When you're done, just draw your soles of the feet together, a little lean into butterfly. And here we can just come back to our breath. There are times through our practice where we'll just be on autopilot doing those warm-up exercises, and then we can just come into a pose now and then and just really tune into how it feels to breathe. When you breathe into the back of the body, how far down the back does it open up? And then lifting up. Okay, just onto all fours for a cat-cow. So when you're ready, just coming into tabletop and then exhaling up into cat. Inhale to cow. And I really find that this is a real test to notice any twinges in your spine, especially when we drop the belly into the cow pose. A lot of other postures, as we're walking around day to day, you may not feel the spine too much. And if you really want to enjoy this stretch a bit more, when you come into cat, you can come stretch back to the buttocks back to the heels. So maybe we can come up into cow and then move back into cat. And that's nice along the spine. It's just a variation. And we'll just do one more, coming into cow. And then when we come back into that cat pose. Maybe just come into Hatha and take the knees wide. You can drop the head down. I like to creep your hands forward. Let the arms be active rather than passive here, and maybe you can feel your shoulder blades pulling away from the spine, that lovely stretch in that upper back area. And then let's walk the hands over to the right. So we've got nice parallel arms, but over to the right side, and feeling a really nice stretch down the outside of your arm, and then down the side of your body. And this is really lovely for gallbladder, but also your large and small intestine, which are the outer meridians of your arm, the yang channels. Let's go through centre and then come over to the left side. So same again. Breathing, notice if you're sort of holding your breath. Take some nice deep breaths here, and you can really feel the right side of your lungs and the rib cage opening up and through the side of your waist. So lovely to become body conscious like this. Let's just come back to centre and walk the hands back. Bring the knees in, turn the toes under for a plantar stretch of your feet. And this always feels lovely. Our feet get forgotten so often, yet they take a lot of work and the brunt of our bodies. Let's come to standing. So tree pose. Haven't done this one for a while. At this time of year, let's just see how balanced we are feeling. So opening in Tadasana and just having that feeling of grounding into your mat. Some of you might be on carpet, some of you might be on hard floor. Notice how it feels on the different surfaces sometimes as well when you come into these poses. So when you're ready, weight into right leg, and then let's explore lifting the left. Below or above the knee, wherever you're feeling comfortable today. There's times when you might actually be wanting to be nearer the earth and engaging at drishti. Belly breathing, let's focus on the breath. And then when you're ready, let's bring the arms up on inhale. Exhale, arms wide like our big branches. And then together. And down. Lovely. And release. Other side. And I'm always curious on my left, how is it going to feel today? I'm going to come lower. And then hands to heart. Breathing to belly. And then inhale up. Out. And in together. And down. And release. Really wobbly on that side for me. A lot of adjustment in the feet. And it's different every week I do it. It really is. Okay, let's just take a few forward folds before we come into some movement. So inhale up. Let's take a lovely long swan dive down. And just gently being aware of your back. If you do get a little twinge as you come, halfway down, just take your time just to come into this lovely ragdoll. How does it feel through the backs of your legs as you stretch here? And really just try and release your head. Shake your head in a no, and it really lets the head become heavy. And then on your inhale, rolling up. We'll do that again, but we're going to come onto our toes just initially, just to see how we feel as we balance. So inhale up and then just lift onto your toes for a moment and notice how this balance feels. Is there a lot of wobbling? Do you have to put your heels down for a moment and then come up? Okay, lower your heels and then we will exhale into a swan dive. And does it feel better this time? If any of you do have little twinges in your lumbar spine with, nerves, you might find that you get part way down and then you get stuck, and then it takes a little while just to go that last part. Whatever you have to do, see if you can bring your fingers under your toes. Do they come under? You don't have to have your legs straight. Gentle bend. And then when you're ready, let's inhale, roll up. Okay. So we're going to do some sequences today. Coming to the top of your mat, I don't know how your energies are today, but I feel like getting into some movement. We'll do a sun salutation and a moon salutation. But the moon salutation we're going to do today, every teacher does it very differently. Normally, how I teach you, it's a kind of a mirror image of the sun, just with lifting the arms. But this time we're going to go back with the other foot, which is just another way of doing it, but quite nice because the left leg and the left side is very lunar and feminine and moon. Anyway, I will guide you in case you aren't sure. So sun salutation first, hands to heart, deep breath in and release the arms down. Inhale up and then folding forwards. Lifting the back, looking ahead, and then hands down. Right leg goes back with sun. Hands stay on the mat. Let's just really enjoy just a pause in this lunge. And then down dog. Lifting that tailbone, feeling strong through your arms and grounding the hands. Deep breath in. And on that exhale, knees down all the way back. On your inhale, Sphinx. Let's just come into Sphinx, just this first one. It's our first little bend into our back today. And anyone needing to be gentle, do this one again. How does your lower back feel? Are you tense in the buttocks? Okay, down dog. And then left foot forwards. Coming back into this same shape that we made earlier, then right foot forwards and sweeping up. Hands to heart. And then let's just take a breath before we come into the other side. So inhale, exhale. Salute the sun and folding forwards. Flattening the back. Hands down, left leg. And gazing up. Right leg. And then down. Flow into cobra or sphinx, whatever feels right. If you don't come into sphinx, even if you come into kind of a really low baby cobra here. And then up. Down dog. Right foot forwards. Gazing up. And your feet together as we sweep up. Okay, so that was sun salutation, Surya Namaskar. We'll do moon salutation, Chandra Namaskar. But this time, we're going to start with the left leg. It's just another version. The way we've done it before when we do the same leg is the Satyananda. And this is just another way people teach. But I quite like it actually. Hands to heart. Deep breath in. And bring the arms down. Salute the moon. Folding forward. Everything pretty much the same. And lifting up. Hands to the mat. Left foot back. And then we come up into this crescent. Hands down. Down dog. And then knees down, coming back. Flow into cobra, sphinx or baby cobra. Down dog. Right foot forwards. Up into that crescent lunge. And then feet together, sweeping up. Just have a breath and then we'll do the other side. So inhale, arms low, salute the moon, folding forward, flattening the back, and then the right leg back. Crescent lunge, hands down, down dog, knees down, and then back. Flowing through into whichever stretch feels right. Down dog, left foot forward, lunge, and then feet together. Salute your moon. Lovely. How's your heartbeat? Thumbs to heart. Just close your eyes just for a moment. And you feel a nice little pitter patter. Take yourself onto the mat. We've just done 2 of those. Notice how you feel. Could you have done another one? Or was just 2 just enough for you today? It's always interesting because some days 2 is definitely enough for me. I just need to feel a movement. And in other days I feel like I could probably do a few more. If your energy doesn't allow, it's not good to steal energy from your body for what you might have planned later. It's always good to just honour what you're really feeling in the moment. And that is you following Satya and Ahimsa. And Asteya, which is non-stealing. That's another one of the yamas, moral disciplines. Have a nice long sigh. Just let your breath come back to a nice even pattern. And then when you're ready, let's draw the right knee in, then our left knee. Lovely gentle rock or little roll. Again, you can do that little thing where we take the arms long and you feel a lovely rock on your tailbone, and then I like to kind of zigzag, bringing the knees further into the chest and then zigzag the other way. It feels really nice. It's like you get the whole lower part and mid part of the spine connecting to the mat. So when you're ready, let's come up. We'll do the other moon salutation, the one where we move across the mat. Now this one, I believe, from what I've found out, is this is a much newer salutation created by a teacher called Shiva Ray, an American teacher. And this was sort of developed in the 80s, I think, something like this, whereas all of the other styles that we're taught are far more classic and traditional. But join me just slightly off-centre, to the right of your mat. And we'll start with hands to heart. This union of left and right hands. And then inhale up. And then exhale, lean outwards. Lovely side bend. Inhale through centre. And then the other side. This is really good for your gallbladder. Any kind of stretch or twist to your side body is gallbladder energy here. And then goddess squat, working with sacral root. Coming up, turning towards your left. So right foot in, left foot out, Trikonasana. Take your time to come into this pose and just adjust. We might come down and find that the right shoulder is really folding forward, and just lift and open that up. And again, feeling this lovely stretch in the side of the body. Okay, into pyramid as we bring the right hip forward, maybe adjusting your back foot, and this lovely stretch here. This is great through your calves, especially the back leg. And then we'll come down into the low lunge as we have before with the moon salutation. Take a few breaths. And then hands to the inside of that left foot. We're going to roll the whole leg completely over that right leg so that the knee is pointing upwards. Lovely stretch on the inner legs here. This is liver, kidneys and spleen. Other side. If you can and you have the balance, you can bring your hands up into sort of a prayer here, but I always get a little bit wobbly. So I like to hold onto the mat. Let's rotate ourselves round into this low lunge. And this might feel easier now that we've done it a few times already. Coming up into pyramid. And again, just adjust your feet so that you feel steady and there is balance here. Opening up that left arm into Trikonasana. That's a really lovely way of going into Trikonasana as well. I like it. A little bit different from other ways. And then we're goddess squat. Right foot to left. And then we inhale, raising our arms. And again, a nice gentle bend outwards. Through centre to the other side. Lovely. And I like both versions. They're just very different. But it's a lovely influence on our feminine energy. Again, just take a moment back on your mat. 3 lovely sequences today. But it's also good just to have a moment to pause. Pause and reflect. Which one do you prefer? And you might notice that you feel differently on different days about which one kind of resonates with your energy. Long deep inhale, maybe a long sigh, and just let your shoulders soften away from the ears. Let the back really melt into the mat. If your lower back hurts a bit, you can rock your pelvis. And if you want to, wag your tail. So sort of lowering each leg, just alternating a little rock from side to side, wagging your tail. Okay. So draw the knees in now. Again, enjoy a little massage on your back here. Little circles, whatever feels good. So happy baby, always a really nice pose, just to sort of add into your sequence. You don't have to ever hold this for too long, but it's really lovely for your sacral energy and your hips. Take some deep breaths. And you can rock if you want to. And then just draw the knees in, and you can really feel the impact of just holding that pose just for a few moments. Okay, let's come up to seated. Seated twist. So I think we did this one last week, and I did offer, for those of you that don't want to come into an intense twist, when we bend our right knee, you can keep it the same side, as in you don't have to take the foot over the leg. But if you want to, and you're used to it, take your right foot over your left knee, come into a lovely long spine here. Left arm hugs around the front, right arm swings behind you. And this is a great pose at this time of year for digestion. Coming back to the fact that we're all eating perhaps more than we normally do, richer, alternative foods, and it can disrupt what we're used to on sort of a normal, regular basis. This is great for your immune system as well, your lymphatic, and this time of year as well, you know, meeting a lot of people exposed to all sorts of things. So these poses are really good for our health. When you're ready, just returning back to the front. just release your legs. Have a moment just to lean back into the arms, maybe just wiggle. And then we'll come up to a seated again. And other side, so the left foot over the right knee. Again, really taking a lovely long back, like someone has a ruler down your back. Right arm comes to the front, left arm behind. Gazing over the shoulder, nice tall spine. Notice if you tend to dip your chin, or whether you can have a lovely sort of elegant lift in your head as well. Gazing behind you, noticing how far your vision reaches. And enjoying that lovely stretch around the ribs. Breathing to belly. It really does feel like you're wringing your body out, like a wet rag. I like that vision in your mind, or in my mind. Let's take a breath, come back round the front. Again, after a deep twist like that, just lie down. How does it feel in your body? Nice sigh, just enjoy all these different movements. So draw the knees in. Gentle rock. We're going to come into a seated forward fold. And then we will counterpose by taking the body back afterwards. Getting our body moving in all directions today. So come up to seated again. Walk out the pads of your buttocks so your sit bones feel connected. And then let's take the feet into a flexed position. You're going to feel it a lot more through the backs of your legs. Your knees may lift away when you do this. That's okay. Let's have a lovely long spine. Breathe in, take the arms up, and this elongates our spine even more. Exhale forwards. And you might find that with your feet flexed, it's quite difficult. You don't come forward very much. But let's just hold this pose for a moment, feeling that deep stretch in the backs of our legs. Breathing. If you can reach your toes, great. It's not something that I can easily do. And then let's just relax the flex in the feet now. Not coming into a yin, but just relaxing it so that you might feel that you have a little bit more of a stretch forward with the back. And again, some deep breaths. Keeping a nice length through your body, we're encouraging chest to thighs rather than curling the head towards the knees. And then when you're ready, just take a breath. Let's lift up, lie back. Just find neutral spine for a moment, and then we're going to come into a counter pose. So draw your awareness to your lower back and how that feels. See if you can just take a few breaths here and relax. And then we're going to come into fish pose next. If fish pose does not suit you, if you're being gentle with the front of your body, I'll offer you an alternative, which is what we do in yin, called bench. And I know some of you already know this pose. You grab a cushion, take it a few inches from your body and just lie down. So this is like a very restorative sort of fish pose. Okay, that's really lovely. And actually, if that's what you want to do, choose that pose. If, however, you would like to come into fish, turn your palms down, lift your buttocks, slide your hands underneath so you're sitting on the backs of your hands. And then just start to lift the chest a little and tuck your arms under your torso, your upper body. When you're ready, we'll take a nice deep breath in. Bend at the elbows, lift your body. Your feet might creep forward a little and gazing at your toes. And if you're comfortable and have strength in the neck, you can take your head back and lift your chest. This is a really lovely pose for heart, throat, but also very nice for your lower back. Take a few breaths here. And then we will inhale, raise the head first. Take the gaze to your toes and then lower down. Just rolling your spine back to the mat. Release your hands. Come into Shavasana. And just notice how that feels, just taking the spine in the opposite direction. Perhaps it feels a little bit more evened out. Enjoying this moment to observe. And then from here, we're going to just take banana so that we've come forward, backwards, we've twisted, and this is a lovely side stretch as well. So bring your feet to the lower right corner of your mat and bring your right foot over your left ankle. And then maybe adjust your buttocks and then bring your shoulders to the top right. So everything's moving to the right so that you feel this really lovely stretch and a banana-shaped curve on the left side of your body. Try and relax your legs. Try and relax your buttocks and lower back and the sides of your waist. And as you breathe, just to be aware of where you feel your breath move in your body. Breathe to belly, let the breath move into your chest. But perhaps you feel it so much more in the left side, like it's a big fan of breath. Just take one more breath. And then uncross your feet. Just allow yourself come back into a neutral spine. Have a moment here just to feel. Perhaps it feels very uneven to you, like your right side is numb at the moment. So let's now take everything over to the lower left corner and then the upper left corner. Your left foot comes over your right ankle and shoulders to the top left. Just adjust the buttocks, relax them, relax the lower back. And notice if your abdomen and the sides of your waist are tight with muscle. Just become passive here. Really try and relax the left side of your waist. Sometimes you might feel like you're pulling in the muscles there. Just see if you can soften. And again, as you breathe, notice where you feel like the breath moves more in your body. Keep relaxing where you feel tight around the midsection. How does this feel? Do you enjoy it? This is lovely for balancing Ida and Pingala, the left and right energies, and encouraging the balance of energy to push into the central channel, which is called Sushumna. So let's just take one more breath here. And then when you're ready, come back again into neutral spine. Just let everything reset and notice what you feel through the right side of your body. One side might feel more intense than the other. It's always quite interesting. So wag your tail if you need to. And rock your pelvis a little if that feels nice and relieving. And then just for a few moments, I'd like to just do the 3-part yogic breath as we lie here. So you can bring a hand to the belly, one to the chest, only if you wish. If you're comfortable with this breath, then let's start. So breathe into belly, chest, and then up towards the head. And a nice slow exhale. Allow this to be a really lovely conscious series of breath. So belly, chest, head. Slow exhale. And again, let's just do a few more. Are you tense in your body as you do this, around your thighs or your legs, even your shoulders and arms? Let's do one more breath. And as you breathe out, relax your face. You can come back to just normal breath. And draw your knees in. We're going to come into relaxation now. So lying down, pull a blanket over. Or if you'd prefer to sit, entirely up to you. And this part is just as important as the breathing, the movement, the sequences. Sometimes it's the hardest part to actually allow yourself permission and give yourself permission to just be. This is where the head and the mind start to jump around. But like with everything, practice, we get better. So as you relax there, nice and warm and cozy, let's bring an image to our mind of kind of a lovely, perfect little picture in our mind. Perhaps it can come from a book or a film of a winter wonderland, maybe walking. You're nice and wrapped up and warm. And it's sort of a twilight time, and you're walking through some woods, and they are all snow covered. All the trees, lots of little white branches now where the snow has just gathered on these bare branches. And you're walking through a path, trees either side of you, your feet crunching on snow that no one has trodden on, and it's beautiful, glistening, even in the low light. Ahead of you, you can see a homestead of some sort. It can either be a small cabin in the woods that you can create in your mind, or a beautiful home that's lit up with lots of fairy lights. It's a welcoming feeling. The lights in the window just glow and invite you in. And so you move closer. Still cold, but a nice feeling of being wrapped up in warm cold. Maybe your nose is a little bit red from the chill. As you approach this little homestead, perhaps there's a white picket fence around it, and you walk in. The door is ajar, and you hear perhaps some laughter, some lovely smells from the kitchen. And as you walk in, it's beautifully dimly lit. Take off your walking boots and you head into perhaps a living room where there's a lovely big tree in the corner. lit up with gifts below. There's a fire to your side, big open fire, and lots of cosy chairs to sink into. You feel comfortable choosing your favourite chair, pulling over a blanket and maybe lifting your legs. Somebody brings you your favourite drink, whether it's a warm cup of tea or hot chocolate or something a little bit stronger that you enjoy. And you're facing the fire. There's that anticipation of maybe having something to eat shortly. But for now, you can just relax. No need to do anything. Maybe your eyes softly close for 5 minutes. And just feeling the warmth from the fire, the crackling as your eyes close, what you hear around you. Perhaps laughter, small children, the scampering of a pet. Just feel your heart warm up with this lovely little image. Gently now. No need to move, just perhaps thinking of what image came into your mind. And whatever you create, it's something that sometimes you can come back to if you need 5 minutes to yourself. Just take a few breaths. Connect with the breath coming into your body. And enjoy that feeling. It might be the last few breaths you have today where you're conscious. The rest of the day will all be on autopilot. And then beginning to move fingers, toes, wrists and ankles. Coming into whatever stretch feels nice. Maybe arms above the head, or hugging the knees in and rocking again throughout the back. Maybe rocking the head from side to side, even opening and closing the jaw, wiggling it from side to side, scrunching your face up and opening the eyes wide. Again, that's a lovely movement that feels nice that we don't usually do. And in your own time, there's no rush, but just maybe roll to the side and gently come up to seated. We'll chant 3 Oms to end our practice and this year. Om is known to be the first resounding sound of the universe, a very powerful vibration, really. And so when we do this, it's connecting us to Source, everything around us. We vibrate with that same sound. So joining me, bringing the hands to Chin Mudra and let the eyes gently close. We'll take a deep breath in. And just that space after the 3rd Om resonates with our crown. And then we can bring our hands together. Let's rub our palms vigorously. Feel the heat. Really create it in the palms of your hands. And then palm the eyes. Blinking, let the light through and really feel that heat from your palms on your eyeballs. And then let the light through and hand hands to heart center. Om Shanti. Namaste.